On, everybody. Welcome in to the PHNX Suns pregame show. I'm Lindsay here with Flex and Gerald, and we are presented by Gila River Resorts and Casinos. How you guys doing today? Better? On the up and up? Are we almost clear? Are we out of the woodwork yet?
Much better. Yeah. Game time decisions today.
we're on the up and up. I'm probable. I just want people to know that I'm not 100%.
See, I like your thinking there, Gerald. That's where I'm at. Well, tonight, the Phoenix Suns will take on the Sacramento Kings in what we hope will result in a Phoenix Suns win for the sake of all of our mentals, for the sake of all of our mentions, the sake of the chat, the sake of Christmas, you name it. We need a win tonight, but it's not going to come easy because not only are the Sacramento Kings a good team now, but the Suns injury report had a few names added to it. So we'll take a look at that first. On the Suns side of things, Josh Okogie was questionable coming into tonight's game, but he will not play. He remains out. Jusuf Nurkic has been added to this list, not because he's injured. He was not with the team for personal reasons. Bradley Beal, of course, and Damian Lee are both out as well. On the Kings side of things, Malik Monk is questionable. JaVale McGee is questionable. And Alex Len is out. So this is a major bummer because obviously the biggest one here that surprised all of us was Jusuf Nurkic. I think this is the first game he's missed all season. And that's a major blow to the team, that's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is a tough team. This is a tough Sacramento team. They play well at home. They're one of the better teams in the West. And Domantas Sabonis is a lot to deal with. So when you don't have Nurk, you're already starting behind the 8-ball. The good thing is, like you said, it's not an injury. It's a personal matter. And so hopefully he gets that squared away and back when he's ready. But, yeah, tough task tonight.
Yeah, hopefully Nurk and everything's good with him. But this is a tough game to miss him for because Domantas Sabonis is a very physical player. I know he's known more so for his skill set than brute physicality, but he's a guy that likes to put his elbows into people's chests at times. And so having a big body like Nurk really helps with that. Drew Eubanks has his hands full tonight, and whoever winds up backing him up out there, whether it's Bol or we heard from Frank Vogel pregame that Udoka Azubuike might get a look as well. So whoever comes in there behind Eubanks, they're going to have their hands full trying to slow down an all-star.
I'd be excited to see a little bit of Udoka out there. I know Dwayne Rankin had tweeted out a video from pregame with Frank Vogel, and Frank Vogel said, he's been knocking people around in practice. So that's an exciting thing for him. I know our expectations should be tempered, of course, because he is a two-way player. But it'll be exciting to see what potential he can bring to this team and, finally get an opportunity, because a lot of times those guys who are at the end of the bench or who are on two-way contracts, when they do finally get the nod, they really want to prove themselves. They're fighting for a spot, basically, at the end of the day. So I'm not mad at that if we get to see a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm sure all the Bol stands are super excited to maybe see a little bit more Bol tonight than what we normally get to see from him. I think we only had one game where Bol came out before basically garbage time minutes.
Two.
Oh yeah, other than garbage time.
Yeah, outside of garbage time.
Outside of garbage time. Yeah, it was just one. It didn't last long either. But I think that was like an 18-2 run that he was involved in.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I'm looking for my boy tonight. I'm looking for my boy Chimezie Metu tonight. I think he's a sneaky dude to pay attention to tonight because he can play that small ball 5 and give you minutes at the 4. Let's not forget the last time we played Sacramento, he had a very good first half, and then I don't know what happened. I thought they should have played him more in the second half. They didn't, And the last reminder is this is a little bit of a payback game. This is his old team. So he knows the tendencies. He practiced in the gym with those guys. He knows DeMontis' moves. Sometimes that's an advantage. So watch out for my boy Mezzi tonight. He might sneak up and surprise people.
Yeah, and I think they're gonna probably he would be my guess as to who's backing up Eubanks off the bench at that 5 spot. Just looking at the starting lineup, they are going with the 3-guard lineup with Book, Grayson Allen, Eric Gordon. I know people haven't been a fan of the size that you're giving up with that lineup, but typically with Nurk and Eubanks's place, those lineups have fared really well. They've been the Suns' most used lineup and one of their better lineups from a net rating perspective. So I think they are trying to counter with some shooting, with some offense, and giving up that size advantage against a Kings team that has some pretty good guards as well.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, guys. So let's take a peek at the starters for tonight's game. The Suns tweeted out it's going to be Devin Booker, Grayson Allen, Eric Gordon, Kevin Durant, and Drew Eubanks. So obviously we know why Drew Eubanks is in there. How you feeling about Grayson Allen and EG back in that starting lineup? Are you guys curious at all? Like, I've seen a lot of people in the chat talk about, even with Bradley Beal's injury, kind of wanting one of them to come off the bench more. And I think a lot of people have been pointing to Grayson Allen just from a shooting perspective there. What are you guys' thoughts on if that could benefit the team more at the start of the game anyway?
Well, I mean, in an ideal world, I want EG and Grayson both off the bench. I mean, I'd love for us to go back to Josh Okogie at that spot, point of attack defense, and then bring EG and Grayson off the bench, because that's what the plan was initially. G just said it. I mean, net rating wise, they've showed promise. So there's some positives there. You lose a little bit of size and length. But I'm okay with both of them going out there tonight and letting it fly. And I want to see them let it fly, like shoot the damn ball, both of them. I want to see them put up shots. I want to see them. I think G made a great point the other day on one of our pre-games. I think he said Grayson Allen was shooting 46% on 5 shots per game. And EG was shooting 40% on 7 threes per game, not shots, threes, guys. And this was before the Portland game. But those guys have shown that they can let it fly, so let it go tonight because they're going to need it. But I'm okay with this lineup for right now, being that we're so short-manned.
Yeah, and this is the Suns' most used lineup this season. They played 110 minutes together with Nurk in Eubanks' place. Obviously, the chemistry changes a little bit with Eubanks taking over for Nurk, but with those 3 guards out there and Nurk out there, they've been a plus 27 net rating. And I think there was a graphic the other day from NBA University that out of all 5-man lineups in the NBA with at least 200 possessions together, that 5-man group, I think, had the 2nd or 3rd best net rating out of any. So it's done really well together. The question is whether you can sustain that with Eubanks in there against this Kings team that has Sabonis. That's a different thing, but defensively it's held up okay, and offensively it's been really good. So I understand why they're going that direction. Obviously, you would like to leave some firepower for your bench, but when you're shorthanded like the Suns currently are, you don't really have that luxury.
Yeah. All right. So when we look at the Kings, obviously one of the biggest things is Sabonis and the fact that Jusuf Nurkic is not playing for the Suns tonight. Outside of that, what scares you about this Suns team that the Suns are going to, or the Kings team that the Suns are going to have to battle through tonight?
Offensive firepower. I mean, those guys bring it. They play with a fast pace and they push the tempo, and De'Aaron Fox is really good. So not having a primary point of attack guy like Josh Okogie tonight is gonna jump out. It's really hard to deal to defend these dynamic guards when you don't have a real point of attack defender. So that wears on Book, that wears on EG, that wears on everybody. I think a guy like Jordan Goodwin is going to have to give us something tonight to try to not kind of lower that a little bit. But another thing that the Kings do well, I mean, they let it fly. They got shooters all over the court. Guys like Keegan Murray and Harrison Barnes can stretch the floor. So I don't wish injuries on nobody, and I want everybody's best squad, but I'm kind of monitoring this Malik Monk thing because I'm not sure if he's in or out yet. I know it's a game time decision, but if he's out, that's going to be a big help for the Suns because he's another guy that can let it fly. So well-rounded, really good coach team. So it's going to be tough tonight.
Yeah, Flex said it for me too. The guards that they have, I mean, De'Aaron Fox is averaging 30 points a game right now. He's been terrific since he came back from an early season injury. And Malik Monk, if he's out there tonight, like he's a guy that can get hot in a hurry. And the Suns seem to have had problems with guys in that exact category this season. Jordan Goodwin is going to do what he can when he's out there, but not having Josh Okogie hurts you in that regard. This is a really good team, and they're third in the NBA in three-point attempts, so they definitely are going to let them fly, like Flex said. That's been kind of an area for concern for the Suns over the last week or so. Other teams getting hot from three, so their defensive integrity and continuity, the ability to keep those defensive lineups churning is going to be a struggle, because we saw it in the first quarter against Portland, and then the rest of the way it kind of disappeared. So they've got to find a way to sustain that defense that we saw in that Portland game.
Yeah, 100%. So Frank in the chat said, this is a must win for Suns fans. While I agree from a fan perspective, a lot of people are really itching for a Suns win right now. I will say we did hear from Chimezie Metu, actually. He was asked at shoot around today or practice before the game, something of the sort, if they did have a meeting, a players only meeting. He said, no, we haven't had one, not yet anyway. Obviously, the door remains open if they ever do decide that they need to have it. But it feels like the team is not at the breaking point that we kind of are all feeling collectively as a fan base, which I think is a really important thing and a really good sign for us to really grasp onto. Now, you might be saying you're grasping at straws there, Lindsay, but hey, I'm going to do whatever I can do to find a positive here, because if the team feels like they're at a breaking point and their backs are up against the wall, we've talked about it numerous times, things could go really south and it could get really bad. But the fact that they did not call a players only meeting, they don't feel like it's that dire of a situation. They just know they need to put their heads down, continue to learn each other's games, work hard, and turn this ship around. I think we could take that as a positive.
Yeah, you know what, Linz? I love everything about this part of the conversation. One, I do not think this is a must-win game. I do not believe in must-win games at game 28. I'm sorry. That's just, I've been around this game too long. I've been around players, coaches, agents, the whole thing, my whole life, okay? And maybe, so that's maybe what numbs me to some of this panic that some people may have. But no, it's not a must-win game. It's a game where you want to see incremental improvements on some of the things that they've struggled with. And if they can do that, I can live with the result, win or lose. So I don't think it's a must-win game. And I will say, to your point, not having a players only meeting is a great sign. You nailed it. It's a great sign, because it shows that although there's external panic, internally there's not. Internally, they're saying we know who we are, we know what we're capable of, and we know what we think we can be when we're healthy and whole. It's just taking a little bit of time, chemistry and continuity, and these things happen. But it is game 28. And so you go out there and you play 48 minutes and you let the cookie crumble where it is. But like I said, just incremental improvements is what I'm looking for. Tonight's going to be a tough game.
The only team that's playing must-win games right now is the Detroit Pistons. Okay,
Y'all, can we just take
Thank
5
you,
seconds? Can we just take 5 seconds to appreciate the fact that we are not in the same situation that the Detroit Pistons are in? Bless their freaking hearts.
It could be worse. And we were there not that long ago. 5 or 6 years ago, we were there. So as much as this sucks right now, I would much rather be stressing about a title contending caliber team and how they're underachieving than looking at the schedule and being like, when are we going to win again? So I think I don't want to conflate, like, they're being calm with not having a sense of urgency, right? Because a lot of people were saying it doesn't seem like they have that sense of urgency. It doesn't seem like they're that concerned. They want to win. Like, they're not going into these games just like, whatever happens. Like Josh Okogie said it best at practice today. He was talking about process over results. And as much as we want to see the results as fans, like, the more important thing for this group, especially without their full complement of guys available, is figuring out that process. They're still working through that process. I know that fans are not going to be patient with that, and that's totally fair, because we thought this team would be a lot better than probably a 500 team after tonight. But it is going to take some time. They still don't have Bradley Beal. We've had 2 games of the big 3, and it's only been 24 minutes long. like it is going to take some time, whether we like it or not. And the Kings are good, even if we were fully healthy. This is a good Kings team. So this is going to be a tough one tonight. What I want to see is I just want to see them fight. I want to see them work through some things. I want to see them sustain high level play and compete against a very good playoff caliber team. If they fall short, they fall short. But I just want to see them work through some of the offensive struggles and not just completely collapse or have one or two of those quarters like last game where it's just like, what the hell happened? This is a completely different team. I want to see the same team from start to finish tonight.
Yeah. Tony, for me, hit the nail on the head in the chat. They said maybe not a must-win game, but it should be a, quote, let's not look like shit game.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
I 100% agree with you,
Yeah.
Tony. 100% agree with you. All right, guys, we have a few super chats here. The first one is from Psycho Blue. Thank you. They said, Basketball Cthulhu thinks that being a national laughingstock is an identity. Basketball Cthulhu is being a bully right now to us. That's all I'm going to say.
I guess he must be talking about Detroit because
Yeah.
I don't. We're not there. There are people that are definitely taking their early victory laps about this team's early struggles, but we're not a laughing stock just yet.
I like that too. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Flex. Go ahead.
No.
You
I like that people are taking those victory laps and them early shots. Let them get them in now, because when this turns around, then we're gonna have something like, it's one of those laugh now, cry later type things for me.
I mean, Basketball Cthulhu's never been on our side, so this is kind of par for the course, I feel like, with them. Leo sent us one and they said, here's my trade for Trade Machine Friday. Can we get Osman to Phoenix for Little? Thoughts?
I don't mind. Like, I like Osman.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lateral move for me. I don't know how much it moves the needle. I don't know. It's one of those moves where, like, I feel like unless you're getting an upgrade at more of a position of need, I don't know if it moves the needle for me, really.
Agree. I think Osman gives you a little bit more offense, but Nasir gives you more defense and athleticism. So it's kind of like a lateral move, depending on which one you view. But yeah, I'm with G there.
All right. Well, let's take a look at what our guys are wearing in tonight's game. The Suns are going with the white Association Edition jerseys, and the Kings are rocking their Statement Edition jerseys. And these are, it's interesting in this particular picture. It almost looks like it's split purple and black, but I do like the deepness of the purple for them.
Yeah, I kind of like those. I want to see them in person.
Yeah. So not a bad matchup as far as jerseys go for the two guys tonight. Overall, how are you feeling? Who you got and by how much, you guys?
Well, I got the Sun. I got the Kings by 3. Obviously I was swayed heavily by the Nurkic news. And so I don't expect the Suns to win this game, which I like. I feel like we're playing with house money tonight. It's one of those games we just go out. You're really not expected to win. If you play well, good. If you get a dub, even better. But I feel like there's nothing to lose tonight. I like the Kings by 3.
Okay.
I've got Kings by 6, and Espo has even less faith than I do. He's got Kings by 9.
Yeah, I have the Kings by 4, and that was mostly just because Flex had already picked Kings by 3, which would have been my number, and I wanted to mix it up a little bit. But here's my thinking. I was the last one to send in my pick for this, and I didn't want to go with Suns because I feel like maybe we could pull an Espo and reverse jinx things. Right?
I like that.
So that's that's what I'm trying to put out into this world. I'm trying to put that juju type out there. So we'll see.
So you're saying if we win, you're the bright shiny star tonight.
Hey, that's exactly
that's what we're doing. M. I know you hear me. If we win tonight, we need that picture of Lynn's shiny bright whatever. I still get mixed up. What is it?
Big bright shiny star.
Big bright shiny star is Lynn's for understanding that if we all go against the other team, you reverse the jinx and we get the dub, and we better do it the next game too.
There you go. Exactly. But more importantly, what do our friends over the BetMGM Sportsbook app think about tonight?
Okay. Well, they've got the Kings minus 3.5, so pretty close to Lindsay where she's at with her 4-point victory for the Kings. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Well, I would say this is a good opportunity that if you think the reverse jinx will work, if you have faith that the Suns will win, this is a great chance to get Suns plus money or plus on the money line, because it's very rare that we see that. So I would take that if you're feeling real confident about tonight's game when it comes to the Suns. I personally did not take that because I have made a vow for at least like the next 2 weeks to not include a win in my bets for either team because it's burned me so much this season. So I'm just going to take, a little step back on that. Instead, I went with a unique kind of a bet tonight. De'Aaron Fox to make his first shot attempt tonight. It's only a minus 115, you guys, but at least we'll know early if I win or lose.
Hold on, Lens. That's not a make. He just got to take it.
No.
Right?
So it's not the first field goal. He just has to make his own first attempt.
Are you sure that's not how to? Yeah, it didn't. It just said take. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. It didn't say. It said De'Aaron Fox to take.
No, but it has more on it when it's not like in your actual bet slip. Like when you actually go to select it, he just has to make the first attempt that he has.
That he has. Okay.
That he has. Yeah.
Interesting. That is an interesting
that's
bet.
What I'm going with tonight. It's a weird one out of my wheelhouse, but whatever.
You always got these sneaky good ones. I think you might have a good one there.
I just need a W. What you got, Flex?
So I got a little interest. So I you know me. I like my big ones. So I'm gonna give y'all the rhyme and reason behind this. I said Kings by 3, and I saw that 3.5. So the Suns can actually lose by 3 tonight, and I still win. So I'm taking the Suns with the plus 3.5. Points 243.5. Believe it or not, I think the Suns' best chances of winning tonight is to kind of slow the tempo a little bit and not push it. And I think if they slow the tempo, they can probably keep that under 243.5. That's a big number. So I'm going with the under 243.5. I got De'Aaron Fox to score 25, which I think is very likely. Sabonis to get 8 rebounds, KD to get 25, and Book to get 25. So, G, you a good barometer here. Anything you didn't like there?
No, I don't think so. Honestly, my big concern would be if the Suns have a bad game and get blown out, maybe KD or Book doesn't get to 25. But even on their rough nights, I feel like they've both gotten there pretty consistently. So I think it's got a good shot.
I feel better, man. You my barometer, man. When you say it's good, I feel good. Go ahead, G.
Listen, I've run a few bets by Gerald in my time, and they have not all hit. So I'm just going to put that out there. While I still do appreciate you kind of proofreading my bets, Gerald, I'm just saying it's not full proof.
She didn't forget, and she was waiting for her opportunity to bring it up. You see that?
I was really mad about that one time we lost, Gerald. I was real mad. Anyway.
Why are you blaming it on G, man?
Come on.
I'm joking.
Okay, what does Zespo have? What does Zespo put his money on? He's got Domantas Sabonis for the first field goal of the game at a plus 750. I don't know. I don't think Saul got his bet in time. So that means Saul is taking Suns money line. That's kind of the rules of this competition. If you don't get your bet in when you're on vacation or whatever, the baseline bet is Suns money line. So if the Suns win tonight, Saul's not in a bad place as far as getting at least plus odds on that one.
Yeah.
If you guys want to get in on the action, make sure you sign up for the BetMGM Sportsbook app and make sure you use that promo code PHNX because when you use that promo code, they have a $1,500 first bet offer going on right now. All you got to do is place your first BetMGM Sportsbook wager through the BetMGM Sportsbook mobile app of at least $10. And if that bet loses, your bonus bets will be available once your initial wager is settled. You can check out the show notes for full details. And now you can listen to Shane talk about the disclaimer.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Colorado, D.C., Illinois, Indiana, Kansas, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Wyoming. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 Massachusetts. 21 plus to wager. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP Arizona. 1-800-522-4700 Nevada. 1-800-BETS-OFF Iowa. 1-800-270-7117 for confidential help Michigan. 1-800-981-0023 Puerto Rico in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. Visit BetMGM.com for terms and conditions. U.S. promotional offers not available in D.C., Kansas, Nevada, New York, or Ontario.
All right, real quick. I do want to give a shout out to our friends over the Aussie Suns fans. And then I'm going to butcher this name and I apologize in advance for it, but Nevetsov, something like that. Both of them are at the Aussie Suns fans watch party that is happening live right now in Brisbane, Australia. They said there's around 20 Suns fans out there all gathering together to watch this game. Shout out to you guys. One, because I'm sure I have no idea what time it is there. But I'm pretty sure it's at least Saturday, your time right now. And that's super awesome that all the way across the pond, you guys have created a little group of friends who are like-minded, who root for the Suns. And I love that for you guys. So I hope the Suns get a W for your watch party. I really, truly do.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I love ALLCITY Suns fan. Those guys are terrific. I can't wait to finally meet them. I've done some work with them in the past, but I know they're coming to the Valley. So I can't wait to get up with those guys. They're incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, guys. Any final thoughts before we go watch this game?
No, just compete. Just compete. I don't even care if they lose this game. I just want to see actual process. If we're going to talk about process over results, let's see some process in the right direction. That would be
Yeah,
great.
I agree. Just looking for progress. Like I said, incremental improvements on what we've had issues on. I don't care if they win or lose. I kind of feel like we're playing with house money. So I feel good. I want to give a shout out to you two for thugging this out. This has been an interesting last 3 days. You guys have been terrific. So I just wanted to say that from Flex to y'all been great, man. Thanks for thugging this out. It's been a lot of fun.
Appreciate you.
Thanks,
You too,
Flex.
man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys not doing to me what we all did to Espo when we lost to the Blazers. Bless Espo's heart. I never gave him credit. Don't tell him I'm giving him any now. But dang, a whole post-game show after a really bad loss all by himself. Blessings. Couldn't
It was
be
a
me.
great show too. I saw it was a great show. He did a fantastic job. That was one of the best versions of Espo I saw. I loved it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, tonight's game, you can catch it on Arizona's Family Sports. All you need to watch the games on Arizona Family Sports is an antenna. And wherever you live in Arizona, you can visit azfamily.com and click Suns Games for listing information for your area. AZ Family is a great resource to help you find Phoenix Suns games on Arizona's Family Sports. So head on over there, watch this game. And of course, don't forget to meet us right back here after it wraps up. Okay, bye.
We all silly like the mayor.